This is Minister Paul, a watchman on the wall. It's 2:22 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm in Northern California on Monday, 4/18/16. An amazing thing happened, and as always, I'm going to share with this. Another event has been created in my phone. And I just want to share the way this came about. So I headed up to Chico today, and then on the way back I stopped to pray with a brother named John in Orville and his wife Alma. And we prayed, and I got a book to read on spiritual warfare. Actually, I don't want to start all over. I'd let him borrow the book, and I was just getting it back. And we held hands, and the three of us prayed in a circle. I gave him some anointing oil. And I was telling him about how my wife and I had drove up to San Francisco to go pray against earthquakes. And we had met Sister Vanessa and her son Q. And all four of us had prayed at the Pacific Theater of Fine Arts. And on the way back, I was telling him on the way back, Ecuador got hit by a 7.8, and none of us knew, none of us, my wife and I, Vanessa, none of us knew that today was the 110-year anniversary of the great earthquake that hit San Francisco in 1906, which was a 7.8 also, just like the Ecuador earthquake, and it killed over 3,000 people. And the 7.8 in Ecuador came in as we were driving back on my phone app. So I was explaining all this to him, that I didn't think it was a coincidence. And I said, let me show you a picture. And I grabbed my phone, and I see this right here. It says event created. Tap here to go to event now. And I said, look, man, bear witness. And him and his wife, I showed him. Now, I had texted him for directions from Chico, which is only like half hour away, before I left for his house, and this was not here. So this event was created during the time that I left Chico to his house. I believe it was created while we were praying and talking about this earthquake. It's exactly 37 seconds, just created today, concerning 4/16. I've uploaded it to my Facebook. It's exactly 37 seconds long, and I'm going to play it I'm going to run it through one time, and then I'm going to add some music, makes these little freaky little videos. I'm going to run it through straight one time, and then I'm going to run it through a second time with explanations. You ready? Okay, I'll just let it run. This is just downright creepy. So let me explain a few things. Out of all the travels I make, and I take at least 100 pictures a month, it's only making events concerning these Jesus Matters trips. My wife and I were laughing because she said, is this a Jesus Matters trip? And I said, yeah, because this is the first one she's been on. See the 3/7, so it's 37. So look what it chose to use as images. I took beautiful pictures of this fountain there in a lagoon. It's called the Peaceful Lagoon, I believe. There are beautiful pictures of the fountain. I took pictures of Vanessa and her wife, pictures of all four of us together, pictures of us praying. It didn't choose any of those. There was at this one moment, Sister Vanessa and my wife were looking up at this figure, women leaning over into the well, but I noticed there was a raven just sitting there eerily. And so I took a picture of the raven. It's out of focus, and it starts with the picture of a raven. And I'll just show you some more things that I don't consider normal. That's a raven sitting on the top of this freaky thing. I'll show you. I had stopped to talk to a guy from Iran, and he asked me, he said, why are all these things looking like broken crosses? And I said, to me, they look like swastikas. And he said, exactly, it's anti-Semitic. And then other people said, oh, it's just Greek. But he and I, from two different countries, caught the same thing, that they look like swastikas. And it chose that as a picture. I mean, it's not even proportionate. Let's continue. I found it amazing that I always talk about 3-7, and it's telling us up here to take a right 33B on California 37, US 101, 101. I see 11, 11, 33, and 37. I found it was amazing, so I took a picture of this is the navigation in our Jeep, and it chose that as a picture. I don't know what this creepy, freaky thing is. And then look at the arch. I took a picture of the pillars in between the arch. Over here to the right is this beautiful lagoon and everything. No picture of that. And the sister was saying that these things right here look like urns. So I took a picture of the archway and put it in there. And it looks like this is the raven over here. So they were taken close together. I think that is that raven. And then a picture of my wife and I, it cuts off our heads. Just watch. And then this was some kind of creepy, inside the dome, there's 4 angels on the north, south, east, and west, and I just found them to be creepy. It cut off its head too. I have such perfectly proportionate images of this thing showing the full thing without its head cut off in the centered, you know, it zoomed in on this thing. It's just, I'm telling you, something odd about this. I don't know who's doing this on my phone. That's the Golden Gate Bridge. This is that 37 and 33 I was telling you about. I'm telling you, if there's ever been a bigger warning, it's this one. And then this is where those 4 angels are on the north, south, east, and west. This is looking straight up, taking a picture of the inside of the top of the dome. Why it chose that, who knows, man. Out of dozens of pictures, these are just pillars, and then the lagoon's over here to the left. I don't know why it shows that. There's got to be a reason. And thus it ends. And I'm going to tell you, I feel targeted by this. There was a black car with no plate sitting behind my fence here for 2 days, and I drove by, and I have video of this too. I drove by, I showed it to John when we were praying. The guy ducks down, and then he just vanishes. Sat out there, we had internet trouble, phone trouble, all kinds of trouble for 2 days. The whole time that black car was parked behind my house with no plates. I went to go check on it because I was going to call it in as suspicious, and it vanished. The Watchmen are being targeted. If anybody else is having these type of events, and I know a lot of people are going to say, just deal with it, it's part of the phone. Well, if it's part of the phone, then it should have been on all of our phones. And it should be happening to everybody. But as long as whoever these evil people are that are perpetrating this in my phone without my permission, I'm going to expose them. I'm not going to live in fear. I'm going to share them with everybody. Review the video again that's 37 seconds long and see if you can find any warnings in there, because in my spirit I'm getting warning, warning, warning.